been a long day without you, my friend.
Hello, I'm going to explain the body experience in the subject. I'm going to first explain the introduction. Through the course, I had the opportunity to experience different situations in which I put into practice the different parts of my body. And psychomotricity is very important in order to raise awareness of control of the movements that we do with our body and also to know our limits. These movements depends on the environment that we have, so we can talk about an external factor as there are many external things that can condition this development. That is why we must prepare the environment so that they can work with all the parts. Now I'm going to explain the past body experiences or feelings in infancy or adulthood. On one hand, I remember when sometimes I fall to the ground and stand up again. With this, I learned how to walk and maintain the balance. Moreover, I remember when sometimes my mother was playing with me. With this, I learned how to move the different parts of the body while I was interacting with different objects or materials. Apart from that, she taught me how to swim, and with this, I began to become more aware of every single part of my body and how I had to do these movements. Talking about the adulthood, now I notice that I am able to establish secure relationships with the other, as I am more conscious of my movements that I have been training them since I was little. Okay, so swimming is very important for children in order they can be able to control every single part of their body. Children start to move when they start to swim like this. They start to move, doing movements very spontaneously, and these movements are not controlled enough. So then, when they grow up, these movements are more worked. So we can see that these movements have been trained enough, and they can be able to control every single part of their body. And then we can see that these movements start like this. On the other hand, with the subject of psychomotor development, I have learned a lot, such as with different practical sessions at the gym with Jill teacher, with you. In these sessions, I had the opportunity to experience with different movements and to establish more secure relationships with other peers. I was able to express in many different ways how I was feeling while practicing with different activities and with different objects. This non-verbal communication is very important to be worked with little children at the school, as we were able to see in Anderson School. In line with this, we could see that they were capable of doing different movements that may never have experienced before. These movements were accompanied by the interaction they did with their classmates. This is very important as movement is the way we start to make relationships and communicate with the others. Then, referring to my feelings while doing the gym activities, I can say that I was able to experiment that I was like more connected with the others. This physical contact caused that I could connect better with my classmates without talking. This caused my body to relax and just go. It was a fantastic experience as I was moving all the parts of my body. Example number one day at the gym session, I was like fighting with another peer, but unconsciously I was doing force with my legs, and at the same time I was trying to control my arms. The situation goes like this. I was with my other peer, and we were like this, so my arm was controlled by my body, and my arms were also trying to fight with she. So then I can say that this caused me a feeling of protection as I was trying to protect myself from a possible danger. In this previous practical session, when we go to schools and we usually see how children are moving while playing spontaneously with balls, running, jumping. This is all fantastic in order to train more complex movements. Okay, I also find important to say that as we did in some sessions of the gym, movement experiences that permit exploration and problem solving, and this is done only with their own possibilities. I was able to see this in Anderson School, when some children were not able to do some correct movements. So they do it in a different way, but they try it and they know their limits. For that, we must not give up what we think. We can only do it in one way. We have a lot of possible ways of move and of experimenting. It's all about your movement and the way of resolving different situations that provide different views of how we can do things. Okay, answering to the question of how do you master your body in order to communicate or interact with the others, first of all, it's necessary to try to make effective movements in order to get in touch with the other person. Secondly, it's very important also to make a conscious effort to think about what your body is doing in different interactions with different people. In this, a mirror can be used for support, for a kind of support. Then a game that we did at the class of gym session with Jill, with you, we play it with different labels stuck on the forehead, and we all have different words. As for example, reject me, pamper me. With this, people of the class began to express how they felt in every situation, and they also know how to get in contact with others in order. Also, the body language is effective if it communicates the message you want to communicate. As for example, when we make the position of defense, with this the other knows that we are protecting from a possible danger. Well, and then my conclusion is that to sum up all this, if we share our own body experiences with this nonverbal communication, we will be able to analyze more deeply every single aspect that we want to emphasize. This is good if we do that at the end of each session with children after doing a psychomotricity class. This second task has helped me to do that. So I have been able to analyze in depth all the aspects that I have put in practice before. Thank you very much.